All right, you guys in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. I gotta do something. Jesus, you don't do a stream for a week or two and they change shit around on you. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, we got some people. You can hear me? Let me change this to live. All right, I am going to make this bigger. Why is that so damn low? I am going to make this bigger. Let me know if you can hear me good, man. My volume is low as shit. But I am going to make the screen bigger because I want to show you guys this weapon that AMC sent me on some legit shit. They sent a Negan bat. It's not quite as big, but you'll laugh. But I think it's pretty badass. All right, so let me get the information for the stream, copy it, post it on Facebook. We'll post it up on Twitter, I guess. Yeah, we'll post it on Twitter. And then I might as well post it in Discord. Where's Discord at? Where you at, Discord? Don't be hiding on me, you little bitch. And then we go... Oh, did you guys see the new covers that Charlie Adler did for The Walking Dead? I should try to show you those. Let me know if you guys seen the new covers. What would this be under? I'll just do it on public. Everybody... Oh, well. What? Discord crashed? Go fuck yourself. Can somebody in my Discord share the link to the stream? I guess because Discord is trying to use my mic at the same time I'm streaming, it keeps crashing. Yeah, someone please do that. Alright, let me pop out the chat. Yo, Doomsday Kingdom. Oh, shit. Yo. I gotta bring over ET, keep me company. Oh, I can't put this nowhere. Bro, I got boxes all over this joint. Alright, peep this. Where's the chat at? Let me get the chat over here. Doomsday Kingdom, if you guys were on the fence, hurry up and get over to Doomsday Kingdom, because we are rocking and rolling with progress on getting our supplies. For example, oh my god, there's so much shit you gotta do. Let me get back over here, take this, make this bigger. Yeah, alright, so we got these back from the printer. The quality on my camera is not going to be as good because it's already set as a certain resolution, but we got these back from the printer. Everybody who backs the campaign is going to get these free. All right. Afterwards, everything that's a free gift to the backers will be sold separately, so you'll still have a chance to get it. And you have another week or two, I'm estimating. It might be less, it might be a little longer. We're going to try to buy a few extra, but if you're on the fence, for example, here's what we have in hand. You're going to get all the issue covers for free. That's issue 5. Here's issue 1. Here's issue 4, 3, and then issue 2. It's virgin. I did a whole video. Go check out that video. It's a virgin art variant of the covers. Comic book size, so you can keep them with your comic. You can hang them on the wall as mini posters. You can do all that shit. Where'd the blanket go? And this coming week, we're going to be putting issue 4, the floppies. We're going to be putting those on the website. We've got a box here to start putting up stock. We're only going to be doing issue 4 until after the volume, and that's because... well, COVID knocked out our first printer with issues 1 to 3, but we're only going to be doing issue 4 because we want to get the volume out and then get rocking and rolling with keeping stock on the website after that. All right, so you guys can hear me good. So yeah, so the stuff for the volume, it's all free stuff. It's all free stuff for backers of the campaign, But if you totally miss it or if you're very late, you'll be able to buy it, but everything comes sold separately. A member of the Map family sent this mask in the review. It was one of those sites... It was one of those sites that show like a really expensive mask for like $20 and they send you like a dollar store one. I just noticed, my daughter put it on when I first got it, but I just noticed it's torn in the back. It has a natural rip, but it's only supposed to come up to here. I took a closer look at it. It's supposed to stop like right here, but it's all the way torn. So I'm like, well, that sucks. Anyway, so I'm going to tell John to just get his damn money back for this, but maybe we'll find something to do with this thing. And yes, issue 5 digital is going to be dropping as soon as we get it fully colorized. There's some other exciting things popping off with issue 1. We have some surprises because I'm going back and re-lettering, making it a little bit cleaner for issue 1. However, we did make a couple other touch-ups, and there's one we're going to show off that I got a sneak peek of today, and it is fucking off the hook. It was one of my favorite pages in issue 1 is getting a remaster, and I'm telling you what, yo, I'm hyped. Anyway, so I found this in my mailbox, which I wasn't expecting it. It's the AMC supply drop, and you guys know me. When it comes to the supply drop, the presentation is always sexy as shit. So apparently this is the Oceanside. It has an Oceanside motif with like a fishing net, some fungus or whatever, and then some boards. Well, you open this puppy up, and then you get this that shows everything that's in the box. But again, the print quality on all of this is fantastic. So you open it up and you have a little postcard you can send out. It's Oceanside, what does that say? Cabin Motor Court. And then slap a stamp on there, ship it away. There's just an empty baggie. I don't know if I put my own weed in that or if they're not supplying it. But there's also, actually, I think maybe this was supposed to come in the baggie. But you got this Oceanside, is the focus not on? Oceanside Motor Court. It's like a key ring, like a vintage, you know, it's supposed to be vintage, but the way it's done in gloss there, it looks a little too shiny, but vintage beat up one. You have this, which is pretty cool. Since it's the end times right now, you can put your bandana on as a face mask, and it's got Daryl wings, and it's got the flower, Carol's flower on it. Which, again, the quality of all this stuff is pretty freaking fantastic. Even if it's stuff you're not, like, initially, oh, wow, that's something I would buy in a store. The shirt is cool. The shirt is a nice look to it. If I would have saw this just, like, as an ad, I would have been like, no, I don't want that shirt. Because you want images. You want zombies. You want artwork. You want blood and gore and characters that you love or hate or whatever. But when you see it, the colors pop, and it's actually kind of cool. You got a little zombie hand down here, but I think companies do this because it's easy to just get somebody to throw a graphic together, and it's probably a little more difficult to get clearance for images. That's the only thing I can guess because AMC owns The Walking Dead, so take a cool image, you know, have your graphic designer slap it into a program, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. Anyhow. So I'm kind of curious why they do shit like that. We're getting to the weapon, but it's on the bottom. Here's something for you Funko Pop collectors. Nice little container. Again, the presentation is friggin' awesome. And then you got Daryl. But what's neat with this guy is he's not a bloody variant. He's a muddy variant. I don't think they've ever done that. You guys let me know if they have, but instead of a bloody variant, he's a muddy variant, and he's only got one wing on the back on his vest, so it actually looks pretty cool. I think last time they sent us Judith. Michonne would be a cool one to have, and I do have Alpha, so I pretty much just need Michonne and Dog. I don't collect Pops, but I love to have some of them around if I get them as gifts or in boxes and stuff. The only reason I don't collect Pops is because Pop collectors they're just stupid. They make everything, they buy everything up. Well, Funko's partly to blame, but I don't want to buy the whole set of Walking Dead and not be able to get the Merle zombie because it's $800. And I'll be damned if I spend over $20 for a Funko Pop. I see people spending 800, 900, and I'm just like, listen, I don't know what drugs y'all on, but you could keep those. I'm not doing that shit. Anyway, so that's the end of the box, and I absolutely love these boxes. So AMC, your presentation, you guys can let me know if you like what's in the box. And it's again, the Walking Dead supply drop box. The presentation, the quality, the print for everything is sexy and fantastic. And this was something, if you told me, I would say I wouldn't like it. But I fucking love this thing. So it says nice and sleek, black on black. It's got a spot varnish. I only know this because we're having trouble printing something for our comic because of the files, not because of what it is. But black on black is an option to do for the spot varnish. Anyway, you open it up and it has this cool look to it with Magna's Warhammer. Nice little card. I don't know if there's anything... Nice little card. So it's a Warhammer letter opener. It's going to fall if I hold it up. But you got this neat card with it. Images on it. Again, presentation is fantastic. You get this little stand, which is decent size, right? No markings on it. Straight like a wood stand. You set that down, and then you get an actual metal little... Magna's Warhammer, which I don't care for Magna. I'll be honest, man. I think I've already said that openly, but her Warhammer weapon is pretty friggin' cool. And it is metal, it is legit, and it is an official letter opener, so it is sharp. I don't have anything to cut or whatever. Yeah, it legit it'll kill somebody if you're in prison and you boof it. I don't know. Anyway, so there's a certain way to put this in. Yeah, like that. You set it in like that, and it sits displayed on your shelf. Yo, that's pretty badass. That is pretty badass. I don't know. They didn't say they were sending me this. I just got it randomly in the mail. So a shout out to the person, involved with the Walking Dead supply drop cases for the Walking Dead. This is actually a really cool box because in hand, I enjoy the shirt and that the letter opener a lot, and even the Daryl pop. For some reason, it just looks clean and sharp. But why Magna? What do you mean why Magna? Why I don't like her? It's probably just her attitude. Magna's weapon? Or do you mean why Magna's weapon? I think it's because she just got a cool weapon. You know what I mean? A cool looking one. So visually, it would be cool to have a Michonne katana, but they've already done that. Not in the supply drop, but in The Walking Dead, the franchise as a whole, we've already gotten Michonne's katana so many different times. I get why they went with a newer character. You got an update on DK shipping? No, we are still working with, we will be shipping this month. That's still our goal. We're aiming for that. We got put behind 1 full week for just the bookmark itself. It was something with the file, and I won't bore you with the details, but the printer being able to work with the different layers within the file, because it's a gold foil print on it. The original file that was used was not compatible, so we had to go back in. We had to wait actually this weekend until they're back in the shop on Monday, and they got to clear out my account, the order, because the order's frozen stuck right now. They got to clear it out and allow me to re-upload new files and stuff. So we're still aiming for this month. A lot will be popping off. Probably by the end of the month, we'll be releasing digital of issue 5, and then we'll be moving on to getting shipping for volume 1. Spin says, this one sucks. I'm sorry you feel that way. Did you get it? I dig that Warhammer. How much is the box? This one was shitty. I hated it. What was the one last month? I had a crappy mask that was once Michael Myers. I was a fan film, and I ended up going through Trick or Treat Studios. Yeah, I still have John's Trick or Treat. Actually, it's right here. The H2O one that, not H2O, the Halloween 2, that was actually a gift for me. I didn't know that within the box. So that's actually right there on a stand. John's is right next to it. And I did a video on my other channel showing off Super Shredder. He came in the mail from NECA Toys. I tore him apart. And you know what I was thinking too? If you're into figures and superheroes, you could warm him up, strip him down, and make one of the coolest, like, actual superhero bodies. He's already got a cape. He's already got the muscles. You could come up with a unique custom superhero, and he would be pretty friggin' fantastic. But he's incredible. I broke him apart to look at the articulation points because I'm dead set on making Doomsday Kingdom characters, and I already know there's something I want to do that may be a little different. Since we aren't making figures to just throw into stores and we don't have to worry about kids choking on them and all that, I do want to make it so the parts can actually slide in and out, certain ones. So you could take a Doomsday Kingdom character and maybe you buy 2 or 3 of them because it'll be easy for you to pull apart. Now, obviously, when you're putting them on to display, it'll be like a regular figure. It's not going to just fall apart in your hands, but you'll be able to take the rider's mask off and put on a damaged version of the mask or a blood-splattered version, or it'll be interchangeable. Let's say we release 2 versions of the rider, a fully blood-splattered, damaged version. You'll be able to interchange the masks if you want just a little bit. Or we're coming up with ideas like that, but I like ripping apart some of the toys to see how other companies do the articulation, because it's a big deal. Before I knew anything about collectibles for figures, before I was looking into them at all, I just assumed, you have like these pin joints and arm moves. Like, I was thinking of shit that I played with when I was a kid, you know? And shit has come a long way since then. There's multiple different ways to do the articulation that is specific to what you're doing. Like, for example, if your head isn't coming off your figure and you don't have alternate heads, you know, there's a certain joint that you can pop in there and everything will be in place and nothing needs to come off. But if you're doing heads that come off and on, you got multiple ones, you use a ball with a peg, and it's nice, perfect, simple. You're not jacking up the rest of the thing, you know, switching out the heads. Did you see the new Batman trailer? And it's good to see you, your beautiful face, Rondon. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We had a bit of a break there. Shit's been crazy, but I'm real excited about getting the first volume out. I'm hoping we can double for volume 2 for Indiegogo. I'm really hoping we can double the readership, but we are seeing a good amount of growth, so that's really exciting. Great weapon, but she's awful. I got an empty plastic bag in my box too. Yeah, what's up with the plastic bag? It has to be the hotel key. You sub for the box? Check out The Boys episodes 1 to 3 yet. Yes, I did watch The Boys. The Boys, I can probably say it now since I'm going to upload any day now, but the very next Flaw and All review is actually The Boys 101. That's the one I've been working on. October's right around the corner, and I'm a little nervous because I am dead set on doing Friday the 13th. However, what's the company? Shout Factory, Scream Factory. They're not sending me the Friday the 13th box set until October 13th. I think that might be a Friday. So if they do send it and I get it on the 13th, which is not likely, I think since I already own Friday the 13th Part 1, I can start it so that way I start it on or around, a week or 2 into October, so I can start Friday the 13th and then wait until I get the box set in and then roll on with part 2, 3, 4. That's if there's interest. If I do part 1 and no one watches it, then maybe we'll do Nightmare on Elm Street part 1. But we are sticking with horror for October. And I was even thinking about getting a head start and doing Boys 101 and then maybe doing Halloween 1 or oh my God, what was I just said it, Nightmare on Elm Street. Excuse me, but we are kind of bouncing around. The Boys a little bit, Kingdom on Netflix, The Walking Dead. We're still bouncing around with some of those shows, but I do want to stick with a main focus of the horror genre through, I would say, most of September, I'm hoping, and then all of October. Maybe it's a pick your own bag in case you just want to skip the zombies and yeah. I'm still jealous of that Deacon figure. Oh, the statue. Sup, Meow Cat Bissy. The statue. Statue's friggin' incredible. It's still up there on my shelf, right up there. I know. Listen. I dodged a bullet because I got everything ready to review a $2,000 statue. And this was last year. I put everything in place and I'm like, I'm going to do this, right? It was a Prime 1 Predator. I think it's the Jungle Hunter where he's like, I don't know if you guys remember, but I showed it off in a number of videos. Well, this was last year where things were on the upswing. Well, then this year happened and COVID happened and things went to shit. And I got so nervous because the way it works is I had a slim chance on getting it and reviewing it for the end, but then I was going to turn around and I had someone that I was going to sell it to, but I was going to have to front the money to get it. And again, this is a $2,000 statue. The biggest statue I own is probably like a $400 Walking Dead one. I think the Last of Us clicker was like $380 as well. But even the $300 Walking Dead ones, I bought the Rick for $150 and I bought the Negan for $300, I think. So that's like the most. That's going like $300 for a statue to $2,000. Long story short, I guess Prime 1's having a problem, so they pushed that back till, at the end of 2021. So I was like, whew, all right, dodged a bullet with that bitch. Anyway. So that'll be something interesting because part of the idea to maneuver that is I've never even seen a $2,000 statue as a collectible up close, like in real life. I've never been to a convention and seen. I'm relatively new when it came to figures and statues and collectibles. I'm trying to think, man. What was the, like in person, not like a prototype, not hand painted and looking perfect, but the thing you get, I might have been over a friend's house and just, because I wasn't really, if it's something I know that's way out of my price range, I don't like focus on it. I kind of glance over. So I might have been at a friend's house and they had like a, $1,200 Batman, like from Prime 1 or something. I might have glanced at it or just whatever. But yeah, I never really went up close and like, not that I remember, I could have, but anyway, so part of that video was, what is it like, having no idea a lot of these high end things are out there and then getting them in hand and looking them over. I thought that would have been crazy. It probably would have blown my mind. AP with a $2 dono. Thank you very much, AP. Well, I thought we would check out the box. I was just going to do a video and post it, but I thought, we'll just do a stream. Since we're on stream, all right, what's wrong with this? Why is this not? All right, hold on. Why is this not covering the whole? All right. I guess I must have had it set for something else because it didn't cover the whole. Anyway, what we're going to do, I was going to get those shirts. I wanted to remind you guys, on Etsy, the Collectible Dead, and that's spelled with an A for collectible. Go to Etsy, Collectible Dead. I'll even pop the link in the comment box. I was wearing these shirts. I got them in the mail, and I've been wearing these shirts recently, and I freaking love them. The Carol, I showed these off before, but I want to hype them up again. I've been in a grocery store and got a compliment. I was at what's the not Office Max. What's the I don't know, supply store, Staples, a Target, and I had people like, "Yo, that I'm in The Walking Dead. That's a badass shirt." One dude was like, "Yo, when's that come back on?" And I'm just like, I don't know. I forgot. I didn't know what to tell him. And this was like last week. Anyway. So they got the Carol with the bitch has to die. I have that one, Negan, the Daryl Dixon. You guys can't see them, but the pictures on them, great. The quality's great. Now that I wore them, I can actually say like they're official. They are official. That's the Negan one. They got Negan as a Whisper. What's got Negan, Daryl, Carol, and then Negan as the Whisper. I think this is the one I got. That one chick was going crazy for it. She was like, dude, where'd you get that shirt? Obviously, it's Daryl Dixon. And then the Negan Whisperer one. I'll put that in the chat now, though. And then if I remember, I'll put it in the video description. But again, the collectible dead, those shirts are pretty badass. Slizzle, 90. With a $5 dono, what are your thoughts on the show The Boys on Amazon? Oh, my bad. Thank you very much for the dono. And let's go back to The Boys. Let me get a drink. Yo, check out this ad. Why don't they... Wait, what am I doing? What? Oh, come on, bitch. Why don't they make t-shirts like this for dudes? Did I do that? Yo, check this out. Look at that. Look at this. That's cool as shit. They need to make shirts like that for dudes. I'd wear that shit. Anyway... I really, really liked The Boys season 1. There was some stuff that kind of dragged. Season 2, I think episode 2 and 3 were, parts of it felt like filler. Parts of it felt filler. I still enjoyed it. I still really want to watch, like, if episode 4 was on, you know, as soon as this stream is over, I would watch it right away. I'm still interested in it. However, I don't know. It doesn't have me, like, through the roof. I will say, episode 1, there's this moment with a new character that is kind of like the Daredevil in that universe. And the way Homelander interacts with him, I lost my shit. I was like, that was fucking awesome. I mean, that was awesome. At first, I was thinking it was going to go a different way, and then to see it pop off like that, I was like, yo, that scene is the bomb. They do questionable shit. Like, I know I'm sitting here on a camera, we're on a stream, and, you know, I get the whole, I get the whole YouTube vibe and what they call influencers and vloggers, but let's be honest, you look like an idiot when you're vlogging, talking to a camera and talking to everyone on stream. I don't care if you're fucking rich and famous. I don't care if you're a nobody. You look like a fucking idiot, you know? If I was rich and vlogging, I would probably just pay a cameraman. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you look like a fucking douchebag, yo. There's no way we're never not gonna look like douchebags unless we change the model of how holding your phone up and just being like this, walking around like, yo, guys, yo, what do you think? Oh, look at you look like a total douchebag. Now, given, you know, when my daughter grows up and then has kids and yada yada yada, maybe they'll be so used to seeing this shit from an early age, they won't look at it as if they're, you know, they're eyeing up some level of, you know, someone being touched in the head. You just look like a douche. Anyway, so they have a character on there, and part of it is to be, you know, modern and of the times. Part of it is also to poke fun at it, but some of it just comes off like it's cringe as fuck, you know, even when it's poking fun at it, you know. Arstino Gaming, you can ask a question, sure. I think that's why we're here. I think. Slizzle. When's Fear the Walking Dead coming back? I just saw that in this article, October 11th. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, but I literally just read it. I remember it being that date. But again, if you guys know for sure, correct me if I'm wrong. Slizzle with a $5 dono, holding it down. What does The Walking Dead need to recapture the magic it had? And do you think the extra 6 episodes will happen? Do I think the extra 6 episodes will happen? Part of me really thinks the extra 6 will happen. Another part of me thinks, so I'm 50-50 on will they happen. Another part of me thinks they just said that to give something out there to the shareholders, to the community, to the fan base, just to get, you know, that hype bloodline pumping again, because that is something that they keep an eye on. So there is a part of me that really thinks they're going to back out of the 6 or do something different, or I think, I'll tell you this right now, I will bet my pinky on it. The 6 episodes will not be half as big as most of you think it's going to be. I've seen people think it's going to be 6 regular episodes with off the shit stuff popping off with the Whisper Award, the remnants of it, the new community, and yada, yada, yada. I'm pretty sure they already came out and confirmed it's not going to affect season 11, and it's not going to affect the main storyline. Again, correct me if I'm wrong down below. I haven't listened to stuff in a while, but that's just little pieces of what I heard. Now, I think the 6 episodes are going to be a lot smaller than people realize. We could get something really good out of that, though. We could get a little side story where you didn't know you want it until you got it, and you're like, yo, that's pretty badass. So, I don't know. But I will say, for The Walking Dead to recapture the magic, a big part of that has to do with when The Walking Dead came out and the genre and what we were into at the time and what we were getting at the time for the genre. You're never going to recreate that magic, but you can earn or gain or be involved or develop a new type of magic that could hold a candle to in a companion way, not a competitive way, to the magic that was captured in the beginning. See, the reason why The Walking Dead had such a nostalgic boost is because deep down inside it gave zombie fans and horror fans something that they've always wanted. A zombie show that respected its content. And it wasn't just gore porn. It wasn't just heavily focused on the type of practical effects they're gonna kick off and kind of smoothed over some cheap character development. That's what we were getting in the past. We were a ton of it. It was mostly about that excitement about, sitting down and seeing what kind of ways they can creep us out with the gore in practical ways to make us go, how the fuck did they do that? It was like an event. The gore in older zombie movies was the event. And I don't believe it was like that at first. I think Night of the Living Dead, if you go back and look at them, that was truly made to be like this creepy, independent horror movie. And then from Night to Dawn and on and further, it became an event with a heavy focus on how are they going to push the envelope, how are they going to go over the top with the gore. And then the people was kind of like, okay, well, we have what we want for the people, but, anyway, you're never going to get that back. But the new thing we can do is if they bump up the budget, which they're not going to do, I think they're bleeding money right now from the article I read, and the atmosphere and characters, it's crucial that they bring on people who have a certain charm and charisma. I don't know what's going on with the casting. The Walking Dead has such solid casting. I'll be real with you. The World Beyond, not a single one of y'all, and I'm fucking sorry, not a single one of y'all on World Beyond is giving off any energy at fucking all. Not a one of you. A few of them might. We could watch it and be like, I was totally wrong. I'm hooked on this one, and this one. But there's not a one that jumps out, and it's like, Same thing for Fear the Walking Dead. I do like a few of them from other stuff. And what's the guy, John Dory or whatever his name is? I love him in everything he does. It's still not enough to drag me into watching Fear the Walking Dead. They just need a heavy change in the atmosphere, the characters, and the type of story they're telling. Are there any horror movies or shows you're looking forward to? I don't think so. I was looking forward to the new Train to Busan, but a friend of mine saw it and he was like, dear God, what the fuck did they do? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Halloween 2, the new 2. Halloween Kills, I think they called it, or they're calling it. But it's not on the front of my mind because if something's like far out there, like that's 2021. You know what I mean? I just don't even think about it. Yo, what up, Ronnie? I haven't been in live chat for a while. Miss you, bud. Thank you very much, Mikey. I miss you too, brother. I don't understand extra 6 episodes. The regular episodes aren't even that great. Why do we need 6? It's to get money flowing again. Keep in mind, this is a business. This isn't just they're putting out stuff because they love to entertain us. No, they want to continue to get wealthy. Like, that's their business. Now, because of COVID, it fucked up their business. It fucked up the money. COVID fucked up the money. So what can they do to start getting some money back into the pipeline? Do 6 little smaller episodes that's easier to film, that it's not, they don't have to go crazy with the continuity and the story that they're telling, because again, these are like little 6 side episodes from what I understand. They film that, crank that out, put it on. Now you're starting to get Walking Dead talked about again. You got it on. You got money from the ad revenue. You got money from what is it called? AMC Premiere. So the 6 episodes is 100% about getting money back in. Since there's no possibility of production going on, will we get Blair Witch style episodes? Since there's no possibility of production going on. I don't think that's true, though. I mean, yes, again, I haven't read anything in the last couple weeks, so I'm not sure if they updated any information, but part of it was if and because they couldn't film in a certain area because of restrictions, they were actually able to go in other areas to film. Like, for example, a soundstage in LA or something, just to give you an example. So I do think there's workarounds. Again, unless things got worse that came out that I didn't hear about or read about. We are getting more content. I'm not complaining, says Take a Walk. Well, that's definitely one way to look at it. I remember watching Halloween 2010. Great times. I ordered Volume 1, Doomsday Kingdom. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. Did you just order now, or do you mean like you have ordered before? Oh, you must have just ordered now. Hell yeah. Thank you very much for that support. Look at that. We're almost at 11K. Coming up, I don't know what number, because we're really jumping through hoops to get all this out there, but I don't know what number is going to be our next free giveaway, but we'll come up with something. And keep in mind, because you ordered, you're going to be getting the 5 free print posters. They'll be on top of the 128-page Volume 1 book that you're going to get, and then you'll have the bookmark, and the pages are getting an upgrade. The cover is getting an upgraded spot varnish blood splatter. It's going to look sick. I was looking into creating my own bloody fingerprinted gift wrapping, like some type of material. I'm having a hard time figuring out a way to get that done a little more uniform and quickly. I think that would have been really cool. A nice little presentation, something we can do that without breaking the bank, putting more of the money into the book itself. Right now we're already receiving a pallet. It's not just going to be a few boxes. We have to schedule a truck to come and bring me the books, and they're actually coming on a pallet. I've never received our books on a pallet before. I've gotten 1,000 copies at once. 1,000, actually, I think it was like 850, but let me brag a bit. Of issue 1, I know we got 550 boxes came at once. 250 boxes came at once. We had like 400 boxes came at once or something like that. I'm talking about like these orders for floppy comics, but there was like 850. I got to look at the numbers again to see, because you get a box of 50. I just showed you a box of 50. A box of 50, box of 100, it's like, whatever. But getting like those big ones, even when I got like 800 of issue 1 shipped at once, they didn't even come on a pallet. A poor USPS guy just brought boxes, bro, like numerous. There was like 19 boxes or some shit, straight up. And I was on the 3rd floor, so I had to sign for them and then go up and down, up and down, up and down. Shit's crazy. So yeah, it's coming on a pallet. I can't wait for that. Q&A, are there any? All right, I already did that. What am I behind here? Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead was total social commentary too. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's not really part of what we were discussing as far as, but I get you there. I get you there. The social commentary is one of those things where I never want to like go in deep with it, because there's a lot more there. But I did watch a documentary where, what's his name? fucking George Romero was like, yeah, I don't know what's all this social commentary shit, man. I had like one line, but I didn't really go all nuts with all this shit. Like, people are coming up with these charts, and it's like, I remember I watched that documentary, and I heard him say some shit like that, and I was like, yeah, people probably just overdid it. But he did have one line in Dawn of the Dead, and it did seep into his thought process when he came out with Day and when he came out with Land. It did, but I think for Dawn, I think it's touchy because I think people read way too into it, especially Night. I hear a lot of things about Night that are just not true. Like, some people said that Night is this social commentary on black people, and it's like, that's not at all what they say behind the scenes. That's not even close. It was a white lead, and he hired a black lead because he was impressed with the actor who should have got the job. He did a fucking fantastic job. They never changed anything. You know what I mean? So you went from writing a white character, hiring a black character, and not changing anything. And some people go, oh, this was in there. I think it's fans reading way too much in the shit. But there are actual real cool shit they did behind the scenes that's worth looking into for sure. And social commentary is one of those issues. But like I said with fans, sometimes they pack on a little more that was really there. I like to know what was really there and what came out of the subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Q&A, do you think Negan can redeem himself, or is he unforgivable for killing Glenn? I think we've talked about this for like 6 years now. He could redeem himself as far as being one of the gang, but no, he can't ever redeem himself as far as like what he's done, you know? Same way with in real life, when you get a murderer. I mean, you could be a murderer and turn your life around and get on parole, but you still did a deed that you shouldn't be living for, you know? People can still let you live. You could be in the community. You can go shop and have a job, and you can live your life. A mob's not gonna or shouldn't come to your house and drag you out and kill you. But the truth is, you never can get redeemed for that. Negan's the same way. He'll never be redeemed for that. John Wong says The Walking Dead needs to stop with the diversity BS. Well, I think we got a few more years of people just being ridiculous, and then we can get into actual real from the heart stuff and not just filling quotas. I know that's a tricky subject, but Star Wars is another perfect example with fake diversity, even with the actor who played Finn, John Boyega, coming out and confirming stuff that a lot of us have been saying for a while now, like how it's just bullshit. You think Disney, and this is why it gets to be like, it's just a headache to discuss, because Disney does not give a fuck about your representation. They don't give a fuck, because if they did, Finn and Ray probably would have got together and been together, and they would have developed that from early on, but they didn't, because China would have had a problem with it. They cut out the gay kiss. It's like a fucking 2-second kiss because China has a problem with it. Disney's not going to do that shit. They got a bunch of people in, yada yada yada. They're not going to roll with it. And here's something interesting about, oh my God, what was it the other day? Yeah, it was a Bruce Lee documentary I was watching the other day. Now, this is a new one. I loved Bruce Lee growing up. Fucking loved him. Watched all his shit. Watched his stuff in like the real language. I had to get like special DVDs or VHS just to get it in like the... I forget what it was. Maybe it was like behind the scenes stuff. Anyway, here's how people see the world. Everyone's racist, and Bruce Lee, for example, everyone's racist because no one wanted a Asian lead. That is true to an extent. And here's how we break it apart, and here's how we show that that's not true. But what part is true? The people doing the hiring, people who are out of touch, like today, certain people who are out of touch, and they think, oh, people, and this is a true story. Bruce Lee went for some lead role and didn't get it, and he was on the Green Hornet. He was Kato, and he was moving up in the ranks, but people in corporate kept shitting on him. No. People don't want an Asian star. People don't want an Asian star. People, yada, yada. As if the people are racist, right? But guess what happens? They kick him to the curb. He goes to China, becomes a big star. America, the corporate level now, the dummies are now like, oh, maybe people will like this. So they do Enter the Dragon, and it's huge. Now, let me ask you this, and that's how we know that the people up top don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They were at the top, they were saying Americans don't want an Asian superstar. That's not fucking true at all, because when Bruce Lee popped up on the scene, people went nuts. Men, women, children went nuts. Bruce Lee was a star, a superstar. The people didn't turn around and go, look at this. Some racists did, yeah, but they're always like a minority of people that most of us don't even fucking pay attention to, Anyway, that happens a lot. A lot. You'll get people that are calling the shots in Hollywood, and they'll claim like, oh, we can't have a black lead, we can't have a woman lead, we can't have this, we can't have that. And then regular people will get blamed. America wasn't ready for a black lead. America wasn't ready for an Asian lead. And it's like, we were. Those shitheads at the top calling the shots, doing the hiring, behind the times, those fucking idiots, at the same time they're at Oscar shows talking down to us, those fucking hypocritical asshole fuckwads, they're the ones blocking everyone off, and then us at the bottom get the blame for it. We were ready for Bruce Lee, and when he came out, we fucking ate it up, and that goes still to this day. Still to this fucking day. They could have done something badass with Star Wars, but Disney's a shit company. Dog shit company. The House of the Mouse, they call it. Fuck out of here. The House of Lies. I guess my point is Day of the Dead wasn't as much social commentary. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I don't even pay attention to the social commentary, so there's got to be something, though, because there's one line. I'm trying to remember that one line George Romero was talking about, because he had this big script. I mean, it doesn't even matter, though, because, like, I appreciate you bringing up the social commentary, but that was something that wasn't even on my mind when we were earlier talking about it. So I still have AMC Plus, and they merged with Shudder and IFC. Yo, Shudder is dog shit. I got Shudder on Amazon, and you pay like $5 a month, and I keep forgetting to shut it off, and there's nothing fucking there. You watch like 3 things, and then everything, there's nothing there. Aaron P, thank you for the $2 dono. Are you getting a PS5 day one or waiting? I don't know yet. I don't know. I really don't know. They sent me a thing to sign up for early pre-orders or something as a valued customer, which I think is bullshit. But I'll be honest, with the way things are going, I'm not going to have money for it. So I don't think so. What happened to doing a video for The Boys before season 2? Are you waiting for The Walking Dead to do videos or show again? The Walking Dead is so dead, bro. You should do some videos on other shows. No, the only thing that halted all videos was getting work done. Working on this comic. I have 2 other projects that are in the works that I will not mention because I'm tired of fucking mentioning shit that takes months or a couple years and people expect it a week later. So no, the YouTube channel makes $0, right? So it is now, unfortunately, not top priority. In my heart, I fucking miss it. I got sad because I just bummed out because I can't do as much YouTube. Luckily, I got over a few hurdles and will be getting back to doing some videos. But again, it's hit or miss because the YouTube makes $100 a month now. At this point, I think it's pulling in like $100 a month. So whenever I can do videos, I will. But The Boys 101 is the very next on the list. The Walking Dead, my flaw and all for season 1, it's actually picking up some traction, which is interesting. And this is what fucking happened with Deeper Into. I made Deeper Into, went nuts, 40 hours a week editing the shit. No one watched it. I think like 1,200 people watched it when I released it. It took a year for it to hit 10,000 views. After a year, then people came out of the woodworks like, oh, I want more Deeper Into. And it's like, bro, that's long dead. No one watched it when I uploaded it. Well, Flaw and All Reviews is kind of the same way. Low views when I uploaded it, but it's getting a serious uptick. So I'm hoping I'm hoping we can still see it climb, and I could get back into doing it. Every free chance I get, I'm editing for a Flaw and All review. That's our main focus moving forward. Doing some things when we can here and there, especially on my Ronnie Hayes channel, because some of those are raw and easy to do. But right now, like, the plan has not changed. The stuff you'll see uploaded on this channel primarily will be Flaw and All review, and the next one is The Boys 101. As far as The Walking Dead, that's on hold because the season 1 just didn't do good. But it's like I said before, we're really starting to see a lot more people watch it now, which is it's weird. It's like new people are finding it. Terrifier DK, never heard of it. Terrifier? Yo, watch that. That's with that killer clown. You're telling me at the end of the world, homosexuals, lesbians, interracial couples are the one who survive? Nothing wrong with any of that, but the frequency is suspect. Yeah, the frequency is there because they want to push it in there. This is common sense. Everyone knows this. Everything in Hollywood is being pushed because they want it there. Now, there's a number of reasons. I'm not going to stop watching The Walking Dead because some idiot some idiot writer wants to virtue signal and make everyone gay. I don't give a fuck. As long as it's not ruining the story, the best we can do is say, start writing some real authentic characters. Like, if you're going to come out with a gay character, write one that you're passionate about writing, not one that you want to pat on the back for. Because the one you have passion about putting out, that's the one that's actually going to succeed and do something. You have gay characters on there like Aaron, fucking amazing actor, cast as Aaron. Give him more. Bring him up in the game. Don't bring in other people and bog him down. Bring him up. I'd love to see more Aaron. How about you guys? No, yeah, I will scratch out interracial couples though. I don't know where the fuck you live, but everyone's a fucking interracial couple around me. I have no idea what part of the world you're living in, but where I live, everyone's mixed. Yeah, it's all intertwined, brother. Yeah, so I'd scratch that off the list. But yeah, I don't even know the percentages for. Yeah, I don't know any gay percentages, but I'm pretty sure it's low. Last time I checked, it's not something I usually look into though. But that's just something that's on their agenda, homie. Train to Busan 2 was hot garbage. They let the Americans get to it. Oh, I hope not. I don't know what that means. Okay, you guys are talking to yourself. If you guys are just talking to me, do this at Make a Path Presents so I can skim here and catch up. Because if you're not doing at Make a Path Presents, I'm probably going to be skipping it. Because a lot of people are talking to each other, which is great. Keep doing that. But I need to know you're talking to me specifically. Besides Rick, who do you think is the most important character in the series? Daryl. And that's looking at the stats. You can actually see that his numbers are just... He outpaces everybody. Ronnie, have you heard about the new Keanu Reeves comic coming out next month? Yeah, I heard a lot of comic pros are crying about it. I don't know what they're crying about. I think it's awesome. It's not something I'm interested in. I haven't looked into the story, but I will look into the story, and if it's something I'm interested in, I may wait. I will not support it on Kickstarter only because it seems like right now you're supporting it, but they're going to put it into comic shops first, and you're basically getting like a limited edition collector's like set at the end. I don't want any part of that. If you're making a comic and you're putting it in shops, I will wait until it's in the shop and I'll buy it then. But I will support it. I have no hate or animosity against it. What else we got? Just want to skim, make sure anyone else isn't. Q&A. You said in Hollywood... pendulum is swinging on the side. You said the Hollywood pendulum is swinging on the side of gays, color actors. When do you think it will be back to normal? Stories where the best actors win the job. That's a good question. And I will say, I wouldn't necessarily call it that, but I will say we are at a place where we have more and more people doing it to do it rather than doing it for for more organic reasons. Like, put it this way. Doomsday Kingdom has a Native American character coming up. I wish I started the story with that Native American character, but the way the story is structured, it doesn't start with her. I've talked about her since the beginning of time, right? Crow is her code name. I can't just slap her into the story. That's when it's forced and rushed, and I could do it right now. I could weasel her in there, and lately I've been tempted to move her in earlier. But I'm going to wait until it's the proper time where they find themselves near the reservation and they run into this group and yada, yada, yada. We have another character, Shahid, and there's Tristan, Shahid, and Lazaro. And Shahid is in character where I want pats on the back because it's like, because it's like Spawn. Because Spawn has a lead, a black lead for anyone who doesn't know, because he's always in the outfit. I'm not doing that because I want any pats on the back. I'm doing that because of the way, and we won't get into some details because of spoilers, and I think some of them are pretty fun, and it'll get people, because part of it is a total misdirect, and you will find out with Volume 1. You will get a big hint with Volume 1. That's one of the surprises. But part of that is that friendship, the different characters, and how their stories unfold. And again, it's all organic, and that's why. It's not just like, because Doomsday Kingdom, my comic is, I feel organically diverse. You got some of the three friends, some of the 3 or 4 or 5 main ones. Native American, you got a white dude, Cuban, you got a black guy. And at first it originally started with having 3 characters that were best friends. And I remember sitting down, and maybe this is a really superficial way I did it, and this is years ago. At the time, I said, me and my 3 best friends. One's Cuban, one's black, and one's white. And I just simply was like, bang, bang, bang. We will eventually see when it looks like we're heading towards like this ridiculous little mini civil war that's going to be intertwined with all this other ridiculousness. It's not going to be people on different sides of the battlefield. But I think when we come out of this, we're going to see a lot more that's organic, and people will get distracted and start pushing some different agenda that has to do with something else. And hopefully the entertainment industry can get some breathing room, and we could go back and focus on putting the creative and the best on top. Now, there's problems, and there's always going to be problems. A lot of people get jobs because they suck dick. A lot of people get jobs because they know someone, their family, friends, their buddies. They know this person. I know that shit's always going to pop off. But I do think as long as we get some of and that's behind the scenes for the crew. But as long as we get to a point where we're focusing on the stories and characters that are organically, the foundation of those stories are organically sound, I think we'll be back in a better place where we're getting better movies, more interesting movies, because it's tricky now when you have a story that goes in one direction and you can't do that, like a character death, for example. What's Sophia coming out of the barn for The Walking Dead is still one of the greatest reveals in a TV show where I was just... But what if when they were writing that episode, they were like, oh, well, Sophia's a kid, he can't kill kids. Okay, we'll cut that and we'll enter Otis's second cousin. Let's do that. How does that critically ruin the momentum, the storytelling? And let's not pretend like they don't do this. They do this, and we know they do this. To some extent, we have proof at times that they do this. Anyway, can't wait till cancel culture goes in the opposite direction. It's balances. Yeah, cancel culture is so fucking stupid. You could be an absolute pervert and get canceled, or you could just say the wrong thing and even immediately go, you know what? That was a really stupid way to put it. I probably offended people. I'm a fucking idiot for saying it like that. But you're canceled. That's cancel culture. It's not like the law where if I flick you, I get in trouble to a certain degree. But if I beat your face in and knock your teeth out, I go to prison for the right amount of time for that crime. Not the same as just flicking you. That is cancel culture. Everyone gets punished with the same punishment, whether you are a degenerate or you just lost your temper and said something that was real stupid. Bruce Lee found Chuck Norris and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, including other well-known American stars, during his movie career. Yeah, I loved his fight with Chuck Norris in the Colosseum or the ruins of, was he in Rome or something? They have this fight in the ruins. I love that part. He grabs his chest and he does like this back kick too. That was real cool. That was one of my favorite fights with Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with Game of Death was really cool. I watched a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff that was never released because it was all the separate takes that they did because they had his friend Taki Kimura. It's been a long time. I don't know if I remember these names, but his friend was there, Taki Kimura. There was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he was going up that tower or whatever it was in a yellow jumpsuit, just kicking ass. But they had everything filmed, like all the fight scenes, and they were going to go back and do like a lot of the story scenes. So I went and watched this documentary where we got to watch a lot of the I don't know, separate takes or the takes that the footage they still had. What's your favorite vulgar one-liner from the comics? I don't think I have one. These are those weird things that fans pick out all the time, and I don't have any. Like, there's a number of ones I chuckle at, but I don't have, like, a specific one. I think, and again, when it comes to the vulgar, I think one of my favorite Negan lines is where he's either throwing the grenades or where he pulls Gregory out, and it fails, and he was like, well, fuck, and he says something there. I think those are some of my favorites. But I bet you guys will mention something, and I'll be like, no, that's my favorite. Movies are trying to push their agendas these days, and it sucks you out of your immersion. Yeah, it does, and a big part of it is nonsensical, because we're here to tell great and amazing stories. Fuck, I was just talking to a friend of mine. This would have been a perfect example. I was just talking to a friend of mine about what the fuck was it? It had to have been a superhero. I think it was a superhero, because they were talking about he made a real good point. You can have stories where representation is your focus, and that's fine. And I'm not saying you aren't allowed to do stories with representation. I think what's becoming the problem is certain individuals are saying you can only make movies and shows and comics with a certain representation. And before anyone says, that's not true, it's 100% true. It's out there. They're psychotic, and a lot of them are pushing this shit. And that gets to be problematic. And like my friend pointed out, it was fucking Batman, because I remember it because his favorite Batman is Michael Keaton. And he didn't say, when I watched Michael Keaton in Batman in '89, I wasn't like, here's someone who represents me and yada, yada, yada. He's like, I don't care that Michael Keaton's some white dude. I don't give a fuck. I saw Batman, and the way he looks, he's still my favorite. And this guy's now like 40-some years old. He's still my favorite. He was my favorite then. Watched the movie 100 times. His connection with that movie and with that character has nothing to do with representation and what he looked like. Black dude doesn't care that he's, so hooked on this Michael Keaton, who's a white Batman. It has nothing to do there. All the other little intricate things that made him fall in love with it, the tone, the style, the look, the visuals, the outfit, the suit, the sleekness of it, just Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Oh my God. And especially back then and the times and how the nostalgic to the movie and growing up with it and all that. And it's okay to come out with stories, but not every story needs to be that, where people can go, oh, yay, I'm glad, no, because other stories will come out, and you can get that from it, but it doesn't have to be everything. Yo, Ronnie, long time no see. Dwight's burnt face in the thumbnail? No, that was Freddy Krueger. Tubi has a great horror selection and free. That's what's up. Hey, what's up, Princess Pie? Thanks for joining us. You think Andrew Lincoln would make a great James Bond? I don't know. I think he would. I think he's got to put on a little muscle. Not ridiculous, but just get a little lean. And he might actually make a good James Bond. I don't know now. Let me think. He's a real good actor, but I think James Bond has such a specific aura about him, or a vibe to him. What do we got here? And if you've seen BTSF Season 2, behind the scenes, that's when they decided to cut the half of the show's budget and decrease to 617 episodes. They screwed Frank Darabont. I'm not sure if sarcastic or serious. I think you're talking about Season 2. Yeah. Season 2 is a big slap in the face production. Yeah, I'm pointing one scene out. I don't know where you're going off the rails with Season 2. If you're worried I'm going to say Season 2 is the greatest season ever, no fears. I don't think it's the greatest season ever. I clearly don't hate it as much as you do, but I'm only talking about the one specific scene. Let me make that clear before people don't realize what I'm talking about. It's only the Sophia coming out of the barn moment. I'm comparing that one moment. Not the whole season. You're okay with John Lewis getting into good trouble? Say yes. Good trouble? So you're okay with John Lewis getting into good trouble? Who the fuck is John Lewis? Is that a movie? John Lewis. John Lewis. What the fuck are you talking about? Is this the right guy? American statesman and civil rights leader who, you must be talking about someone else, served in the United States House of Representatives. Is that the same guy you're talking about? I don't think I understand the way your sentence is structured. So you are okay with John Lewis getting into good trouble? Getting into good trouble? What's good trouble? Is that a movie? Oh, Good Trouble. John Lewis popped up. Oh, that is a movie. Oh, I think you're fucking with me. Is that a documentary? No, I think he was. I think they were. I think they hired him because he was black for his own documentary. Did you hear about Jackie Chan? Yeah, he's in, I guess he totally broke. Oh, he's totally broke and his 3 properties are being repoed. Talking about Bruce Lee made me remember him. I didn't hear any of that. I do know, though, that we heard about Jackie Chan when he was, like, on the underground scene. Because we were heavy into martial arts, and he was in this martial arts magazine, and he was starting to come up, and we paused when Bruce Lee puts the guy in a headlock when he's underground in Enter the Dragon, and he puts the guy in a headlock, and that's actually Jackie Chan. No, it was pretty cool. But yeah, he was in a magazine, and then he was soon to be doing these American movies or something where he does all his own stunts and he like breaks his bones. Yeah, we heard about him like right when he was breaking, but it was real cool because you can go back to Enter the Dragon and literally pause it on Jackie Chan versus Bolo and Bloodsport. Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Bolo and Bloodsport. I like that fight also. That's really nostalgic for me. I grew up on Jean-Claude Van Damme, like especially his martial arts movies, but there was only like a good 4 years. Well, no, it might have been like a good 8 years there where he had a run with Bloodsport, Universal Soldiers. There was what's that one specific? There was Hard Target, but it wasn't that great. But what was that? Time Cop was another like guilty pleasure Jean-Claude Van Damme movie of mine. And then he was in some real stinkers. Thoughts on Batman Patterson's beatdown on that crony in the trailer? Yeah, I talked about this before. The Batman trailer, I am still where I was before. I'm gonna check it out, but the trailer didn't wow me. His line delivery was corny as fuck, and then Catwoman looked like a fucking dumbass. I don't know why they thought of just hiding her nose when she's. I think if I had to bet anything, it's let's show the pretty girl as much as possible, but also have her wear something that hides her identity. Or it was like, oh, it'll be like a paying homage to like the Catwoman mask design. She just looked like an idiot. I don't understand why they did that. It was like a ski mask with just the bar going over her nose. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one, but it looked like stupid as shit. Outside of those two little nitpicky things, there's a lot of promise there. The tone, well, actually, yeah, it's tone. Tone, they do have a good lineup with characters. They do have a good potential with the story, where it takes place within the Batman timeline. Slizzle with another $5 dono. Will you review Fear the Walking Dead? No, I will not. I will not be reviewing Fear the Walking Dead. I love Lenny James. He's the best actor in the entire series, in my opinion. I love Lenny James a ton. Absolutely, I've been saying this since he got on to The Walking Dead. I knew Lenny James from, what was that, Vertigo? Is that what it was called? No, Jericho. Jericho, there was Snatch, there was a couple others, but I was a fan of Lenny James before he was even on The Walking Dead, so I was hyped when he got on, and he won me over just in the first episode. But I will not be, at this time, I will not be reviewing Fear the Walking Dead now. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Spin. Because I read your comment after what we were talking about. I probably just missed the point. I didn't know Chris Hardwick was one of the main characters in House of Thousand Corpses. Yeah, he had the long hair in that one. What are your thoughts on The Boys being a weekly release? I think that's stupid. Just release it. It's like we were doing weekly releases. And then you come out and you drop it all at once like Netflix. And then you realized, oh, shit, maybe that's not such a good idea. Let's go back and do fucking half now and half later. It's like, come on, man. Just fucking release it all, I will say, as stupid as doing a weekly release is, business-wise, it's probably better for them. It's probably better for everybody. Just do a weekly on it. Unless your shit isn't fire, I'll tell you this right now. If you have some episodes like The Walking Dead Season 8, for example, terrible structure for a weekly release. But it runs a lot better when you watch it at your own pace. Because you can watch a slow episode and be like, pop in the next episode, and you get a good vibe because you get as much story as you want, and then you're like, all right, I'll watch the next one later. But some of them, if they're too weak, you're just kind of like, I'll watch it whenever, and you almost never get back to it. Love Jackie Chan, hate his singing. Oh yeah. I remember the days of watching Jackie Chan on VHS. Sadly, Batman is going to be delayed for a year or two because of COVID. We're probably going to get 2023 or 2024. I don't think it'll be delayed that long. Yeah, I don't think it'll be delayed that long at all. Anakin says, I'm mixed on Patterson's portrayal of Bruce Wayne. Seems like he doesn't even look like Bruce Wayne to me. He didn't win me over at all. Yeah, his look and again, that's why I'm telling you how I feel, but I'm also not losing my mind over it because Joker didn't look good visually. It looked interesting story-wise, but it didn't look good visually, and it wasn't until close to release where it piqued my interest. So I'm still, going to check it out, but the trailer it didn't wow me, at all. And Patterson as Bruce Wayne and Batman, especially that one line delivery, was so fucking corny. The line delivery was like, mostly adults are buying your comic and you write it for a child. It was like that. Who are you? I'm vengeance. It's like, fucking come on. That's all you got. Anyway. How is season 2 of The Boys? Watched first season weeks ago. Pretty good show. It's worth it. It's worth a watch. It goes in a. It's worth a watch, but like I said, I really wish they didn't do weekly because the two and 3 are a little bit fillerish. I think Robert Pattinson has some potential to be one of the best Batman so far. I like the new emo goth spin they're doing on. Well, that's probably why we have a different. I hate the whole emo goth look. You love it, so that's probably where we split roads there. Jericho was awesome. Shame it was cut short. Yeah, cutting it short ruined the end too, because I remember it felt disjointed. The Boys Season 2 already released 3 episodes Thursday, and every episode will be released weekly. 3 episodes Thursday. Yeah, we just talked about that. Or did you think I said something else? From this point on is what we were talking about. I think it's every Friday, isn't it? Yeah, the fans got the second season of Jericho to happen. They almost canceled the show without wrapping up the story. That would have sucked. Yeah, they said the same about Heath Ledger. I get it. That's all we hear now anymore. Heath Ledger turned into, see, people were worried about Heath Ledger and he did great. Now it turned into every Batman's going to be amazing because, look, Heath Ledger was amazing. There's a chance that Robert Pattinson's one of the worst fucking ever. But there's also a chance that he's really going to hold his own and the story is going to be written really good. It's going to be awesome. I'm just going to say the trailer just did not win. I'm middle still with it. I'm like, well, I'll check it out, but I'm not running to get in line for it. I feel like people keep expecting DC hero movies to be like Marvel ones. They clearly, that is not the vibe they're going for. Janelli, I think that's, again, one thing that triggers me is blanket statements, because no blanket statement is ever true, except for probably that, well, no, that's not a blanket statement, but blanket statements are a statistic impossibility, you know? Like, it, unless you say something ridiculous like all dead people are dead, you know? A good group of people do act like they want DC to be like Marvel. And I see those comments. They want like zingers and make it a little uplifting. But that's not everyone. The sure as fuck ain't me. I like it dark and gritty. I want it to stay there. I am not a fan of Marvel. I watch Marvel with my kids and with my friends' kids. Family movies. Marvel for me is family time. I go have fun. I don't need to watch them all. I pick and choose. You know, it's when I get to it, and I do enjoy myself sometimes. Like with Civil War, I enjoyed that theater experience. Endgame is another one. I really enjoyed that theater experience, and Infinity War. Those 3 specifically, and the first Iron Man, I believe. Some of them I haven't even seen. Captain America: Winter Soldier. I haven't even seen that yet. I hear good things about it, but when it comes to DC and the Batman movies, I like them to be not Marvel. That's what I want, and I think that's what we need. Marvel is already putting out so much Marvel, and DC is going to be doing pretty much the Marvel structure. We don't need any more Marvel, because if everyone copied it, someone's going to come up and do not Marvel, and it's going to be such a breath of fresh air, we're all going to devour it. Do you think Marvel is going to recast the role of Black Panther to someone, or are they just going to retire the character after Chadwick passing? They won't retire him because it's a business. I'm going to be blunt. Which, that's such a fucking shame, though. I mean, that is heartbreaking for family, friends, fans, especially someone so young, you know? I mean, I know we say young like he's not 15 or 20, but 43 is still young, man. You got a lot more left. And with his career rising up the way it was, so much more, it's just gutting. Again, family, friends, and fans, it's just gutting. It's such a shame. And I don't know anything about him really, a little bit. He seemed like a cool guy, so it is definitely a shame. But at the end of the day, they'll wait. They'll have a grace period, but it's business. It's business. They're gonna do something over again. Most likely, if I had to put money on it, they would probably go with a female first. I don't know any of the characters, so you guys are gonna have to help me on that. They would either do a female Black Panther or a female Black Panther-ish character. Maybe take a female like Shuri. I see people posting about that. And the reason I go that route is because it just feels disrespectful to fill his shoes right away. It just feels disrespectful. So in order to keep the peace, so to speak, with the fans, keep the vibes, they would probably go another route. Even if you take a female and do, it just doesn't feel the same. If you take a guy and turn him into Black Panther, it feels like you're just simply replacing him. But us as humans, most of us are so stupid. Doing it with a female, we just don't see it as a replacement. You get me? But it's still a replacement, but it's one they can get away with. Who you got in a fight with, Michael Myers or Jason? Oof, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Jason. Court of Owls was good. I guess you had to live with. Yeah, I'm we're going to be ending this soon, but if you have anything left you want to say to me, hit at Make a Path Presents so I can find your comments. That way I'm not skimming through. I tried it again to skim through, but everyone's just talking to each other, which is great. It's just tricky to read everything and then keep this flow. I know you probably had this question a million times already, but did you see the Batman trailer? Are you kidding me? We literally just talked about it. Yes, I saw it. I'm not impressed, but I'm also not hating it. Batman movie is on hold because Pattinson tested for COVID. Yeah, he's gonna get. He's on hold, but he's not on hold for 3 years now. Or no, not. Yeah. Someone said 2023, 2024. That's not how COVID works. Michael Rooker had COVID. He was in his trailer for like 2 weeks. Listen. They'll be back to work in a few months. Forget about it. They tried copying Marvel with Justice League. That was a mess. Yes, and yes. Same bro, left out. Where have you been? I've been chilling. His sister will be the new Black Panther. That could be it. Is Shuri? Is that his sister? Same with Black Adam. The Rock's whole family tested positive. Yeah, like I said. They can stay off to the side. A few months later, they'll be back at it. Can't believe he acted all through his cancer career and kept it up. Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not really surprised. You get something like that, I don't think you just want to, you want to go all out for as long as you can. So I'm not surprised at all. I would rather, I think a lot of us could relate to getting as much of your work out there, putting your stamp on the world as much as possible before you go out and, do what you can. After Endgame, I had no interest in Marvel movies, at least at this point. Felt like a good conclusion. You know what's funny? I'm the same way. I know people got hyped about whatever's coming out. I don't give a shit. Nothing looks interesting right now. When they do, which is weird because I grew up a huge Spider-Man fan, and I think Tom Holland is one of the best Spider-Men, but the writing, the storytelling, and what they're doing, I don't give a fuck about any of it. It's like, I'll watch it one day, I know I will, but I'm in no rush. Maybe it's a movie, I don't know, I want to watch with my daughter coming up, and she has no interest in Spider-Man, but if she did, one day maybe we'll watch it. It's just this, and again, I'm more serious, dark, gritty, like, I don't know, something, and it doesn't have to be like over the top, you know what I'm saying? You can still have some of the quips and this, that, and the third. I do still enjoy some Marvel stuff, but so much of it is too much. I think Idris Elba would be a good replacement for Black Panther. I mean, he could be. long as the character earns a step up into the shoes of past actor, not just handed to them just because. Well, I don't know how they would earn that. I mean, as far as like grabbing someone off the street, no, but getting an actor that's up and coming and you know, earning his stripes, that's probably how they'll do it. Juliet's chilling. Has Fear the Walking Dead ever made you rant by how bad it is? Yeah, I have a few videos ranting about Fear the Walking Dead. You should check out Lovecraft Country. I'm good. I'm not watching that. I'll pass on that. The writer's a racist idiot, so I'm good on that. I'm going to wait till it's all out, kind of hear how overall it is, but I'm not giving HBO money right now. We have, you know what? I got to get in touch with them. I have free HBO because it's connected with my cable account. But every time I tried to sign it in, there was some problem with the password linked to the account, which again, it's stupid because I got HBO already. It's on my cable. I just don't watch HBO in the living room. You know, I don't watch TV in the living room. I watch TV when I'm doing other stuff, doing dishes, doing this, that, and the third. I almost never just sit down and watch TV. So I got to get that fixed. But yeah, I'll wait until it's all out and done and see what the general consensus is. At least Pattinson is using his regular voice as Batman. At least he's not doing the dumb gravel Chris Bale thing. I really didn't like that at all. No, that's one of the things I didn't like. And I just don't know why they didn't have some speaker. I thought they were doing a speaker and they were gonna or did or fucking something, but I just don't know why it wasn't like a. I picture it in my head. I can hear it. This you know, metallic tingy, but you know, bass got some oomph, growl, like, you know, this speaker type sound of a Batman voice. I can hear it and it sounds fucking epic. But just going, I don't know where he is. It's just, no, bro. And sometimes Christian Bale looks like his suit is squishing him, so he's kind of like, where is he? Where did he go? I don't know. So there's times where it is, you know, but some of them I really like. I'm not a big fan of Batman Begins. I know everyone goes nuts for that, but I like the Dark Knight. I also am not a big fan of Dark Knight Rises, but I'm a big fan of the middle one. Maybe I missed it, but what timetable for DK? I saw the goodies, but didn't hear any date. We don't have a date frame. There's no way to know that. James is coloring it, and right as soon as he finishes the page, we're shipping it right to the printer. You know, so right now it's just this month. Now it's not going to be for a week. We know that, at least not for a week, and it's not going to be. It should not be. It should not bleed into October. Some may, like, let's say we start shipping right at the end of September. I'm talking about when we start shipping. It should be at the end of the month without a doubt. At this point in time, it should be that. We should hit that time frame. It's looking really good. So this month is it. It's just not this week coming up. Q&A, how do you feel about CGI bringing back actors from the dead? I think it's mad fucking disrespectful. Would be a nail to up and coming actors. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm in the same boat. I think it is a cool idea to flirt with, to have a brand new Bruce Lee movie. Like, there's just something cool about that, yo. But I think it has to be done, unfortunately, for some, from this generation moving on and not in the past. I know the family and the estate can sign off to it, but I just am uncomfortable with not allowing the living individual to sign an agreement saying, when I pass on, I sign an agreement saying my daughter can use my likeness in movies. I'm fine with that. I think it does kind of suck, though, because you're going to be getting voice actors and yada, yada, yada. I don't think a lot of people would necessarily, I don't know. Because it would be kind of cool to see a movie with Bruce Lee and Tupac and yada, yada, yada. Get a handful of people together. But in the same strength, on the flip side, I think that would wear thin a little bit. because it's not just, it's not just of them, but it's living in the now. So it would kind of wear thin a bit, but anyway. I totally understand why he kept it hidden, having cancer, but that takes heart to put on mask like he did while he was sick. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he visited a cancer hospital like a week or two before he passed. Like, that's pretty fucking rad. Go and kick it with kids and make them happy, all while you're, dealing with your issue. How do I feel about Kristen Wiggs being Cheetah in the Wonder Woman? I don't care. When I see Kristen, it reminds me of when she was in Anchorman 2. I don't remember her from Anchorman 2, but I do remember her face from being in other stuff. I really don't care about her in Wonder Woman 1984. I'm not interested in Wonder Woman at all. I like Gal Gadot, though. So, keep her as Wonder Woman. She's one hell of a Wonder Woman, but the stories they come up with, I just don't care. I tell you what, though. I think it's just my personal taste, because I do these writing practices, and I was coming up with this idea for Batwoman. I never thought of what would I do if I was in the shoes to write Bat. I never had a want or a need or a yada 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 to come up with this thing for Batwoman. But sometimes I'll pick something I think I won't be good at, and then I try these little writing exercises when I'm out, and when I'm out and doing shit, right? So I picked Batwoman, and I'm coming up with this intro and maybe what would I do for her character. Now, again, this isn't a job where I would lock myself in a room and put on some music and really flesh out this story, but I came up with this quick intro, and in my head I was like, holy fuck, this shit has me hyped. Like, I want to do our own version of like a Batwoman, but not Batwoman. Create our own original character. No time soon, by the way, but it would be cool to do this. But picture Batwoman, right? And the camera starts, and you have, I'm gonna butcher this, but the camera starts, and you have like her cape. You see the end of it where it is on fire, but the fire is being put out, as if the cape itself has this thing where she just came out of fire, so it's gonna do damage, but because it has some type of fire proofing to it, it burns and frays it, but it doesn't light on fire, and it doesn't keep burning, yada. So you get that visual of the cape, and she's kneeling down, and as the camera either pans up or over, however you want to do it, she's in the middle of a city street. Pavement's wet. Maybe it just rained a little bit. The camera pans up. She's got this crack. You can have the Batwoman with the hair, red hair, blonde hair, brown hair. In my thing, I had brown. So brown hair. She's got this crack, and her thing is designed where it is a shell with like a bulletproof type underneath, so it's soft and in a hard shell, but you do see this crack, and it goes all the way down in her eye hole here, and some of it's cracked and busted out, and you see some blood coming through. So this is a Batwoman that got the shit beat out of her, dusty, dirty, beat up, bat suit, Batwoman suit. Her headpiece is cracked, and again, when I visualized this, it looked cool as shit, and I was thinking that would be bomb. But she's this little girl comes over, and you got this emotional thing, that some type of dialogue back and forth, that the girl is like, come on, you got to get up, and you got to push forward and fight, or some shit. I told you I was going to butcher this, because now I'm forgetting some of the slick, nice little interactions. But there's an interaction between her and a little girl, and the mother gets worried, and she runs over, and you get sirens in the background and some fog. It's nighttime. And then that's when the villain, who presumably she's been fighting with, starts walking towards. And I have no idea what he would look like, but when I was thinking of it, was a bigger, buffer, tougher looking, holy shit, how she's going to fight through, but it's got to have some cool visual look. But his the way he talked, and his just the way he expressed what was going on, to me was the most interesting when I was putting this together, because you would automatically think big villain, you got Batwoman there, you got this little girl and her mother, and now they're fearful, and the mother goes to pull the little girl away, and you would fear for them, right? Because you got the big villain there. But I think what would be so interesting is to just flip that on its head and have the villain comfort the little girl. He kneels down in the way, and he's telling her, like, you have no reason to fear me. I know I may look big and scary, but I mean you no harm. Like, I would never hurt you. And then flip the script and put some of the blame on Batwoman. And he's like, I understand where your heart is, and I understand you have this human compassion, connection, whatever it is, but you have to understand that she's the villain and she's the evil one, and she's, bring up a lot of different things to highlight why Batman, Batwoman, these vigilantes are the evil one, and he's actually their protector, and he's there to save. There's stuff that's going to come off of that, but we always have these villains with world domination, and I was like, bro, how fucking cool would it be if we had a villain that had goals that butted heads with the superheroes, but it wasn't like, I want to dominate and enslave the world. Because then you're looking at these, and it's a clear villain. Like, there's a clear villain in some degree, but you're looking at these characters, and the people now are split. The people are like, all right, well, he's not trying to kill us or not. And then Batman's like, no, you don't understand this, that, and the third. I mean, it could be anything. You got to really sit and polish it. But I just love that fucking idea so much of, and again, like, Batwoman's on her knees, broken in this street. You have the little girl, give her this speech to, like, fight with her. And then the guy comes up. I don't know. Something I was envisioning there would be like, there was a lot more there, and I fucking totally forgot. I was hoping I would remember it, but I forgot it all. But flipping the script like that would be so fucking cool. Do you like The Mist? It's one of my favorite horror movies. I do like the movie, not the show. Do you believe that COVID is here to stay for the long haul? Yes, it is. I feel like the world is not going to get better anytime soon. Yeah, it's here for another year. At least. So 2020 and 2021 is going to be like that, and we'll see it trail off. I can't predict any type of vaccine stuff or what they're going to do for it, but I do believe 2020 and 2021 is going to be. I'm not big on conspiracy theories, but let's get fucking real. It's no surprise or secret or wonder how some of the richest people in the world have gotten even richer, with this popping off. Do you think come on, do you think a lot of them are going to turn around and go, let's cure this and make less money? So a year, they can't let it run too long, or else things will get way fucking out of hand, and then you'll start to see a negative reaction towards it. But you can kind of piss us around, the stupid people. You can kind of shit on us for a year or 2 years until shit really blows up. But we'll see how that unravels somewhat. Have you watched a series on Netflix called Umbrella Academy? No, I have not. Another comic series adaptation from. I've been meaning to check it out, but something about it, I just haven't had like that, draw to it. Dark Knight had a static character arc for Batman. The only arc was the city of Gotham and Harvey Dent. Yeah, that's one argument that I do happen to have sometimes. I know writers all the time get hung up on arcs, and it's very good and useful, and it works tremendously. But sometimes you don't need an arc. Not every single time needs an arc. Listen, we do things every day, and we accomplish things and yada, yada, yada. It doesn't mean we have an arc and we learn something from it. A lot of smart people, I feel, will learn things, and you have your own little mini arcs. However, I think you can get some good, engaging, magnetic stories without going over the top with some arcs, because some arcs are just flat out like, oh, he has an arc, but he was afraid of heights and now he's not, yay. Or, he was greedy, but now he's not, yay. I mean, does it really make the movie better if someone who's greedy learns not to be greedy? It's kind of like, well, what about the guy in the beginning of the story who started not greedy? Do we need to see him greedy by the end? So I will agree with you, but at the same time, I will say, I don't think that delegates whether it's a good or bad movie. Now that I reread that, I think you're just commenting and not saying if it's good or bad, right? Walt Disney did with Carrie Fisher was disgusting. I'm pretty sure she gave her write-off on that, because nowadays that's something they go over with actors. The guy in Raid could be the new Bruce Lee. well, I guess so. For me, there's never going to be another Bruce Lee. Bale's voice was meh as Batman, but dude was a great actor. He is a good actor, he is, and done some fucking good movies. I actually liked him as John Connor. Not as much. Terminator Salvation is a guilty pleasure of mine. You mentioned before that one of your favorite movies is The Thing. What are your thoughts on 2011 remake? And do you think they should try again? They are trying again. They're rebooting The Thing, but it's not as simple as you think. I did a video on that. You can watch that if you want. But they are doing The Thing. But 2011 in concept was fucking amazing. However, in execution, they ruined it with CGI. And they also ruined it by just redoing the same movie we had. I think it's awesome finding out about stuff. Even in Doomsday Kingdom, there's interesting, just to give you an idea, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll give you a little tease. Just to give you an idea, you're in this world when the outbreak happens and a character is going to take a handcuff and quickly snatch it around a zombie's arm. Again, this is early where they're fresh, and chain him to a fence because he doesn't want to kill him. So he chains him to a fence and he gets away. Maybe he tried killing him, but he only had a knife and stabs him in the head, and the knife kind of sticks in the skull and shows that it can't. So he chains him to the fence, and the zombie's just kind of there. And another person will come across this, and we see things in this town for quite a while, and the person, let's say, shoots the zombie, and the zombie falls down and hanging there because he's still handcuffed. And that's it. You'll forget about it, right? But let's say 30 issues later where you totally forgot about it, you're going to get a panel where you'll see a half, bone arm. Now it's like bone with vines growing on it and a handcuff, and you'll see someone wiggling with it and then open up that fence and the bone falls out of the cuff and yada, yada, yada. We're not going to say, we won't say, oh, hey, that was the guy's arm. But anyone who has a clear eye will go and reread it. And then when they get back to it, they'll be like, holy shit, that was the dude's. Now we know where this is taking place. I get that type of stuff because I love the concept of watching The Thing when I was growing up. And then they made a new The Thing, and they showed what happened in the first facility, where in the original, we saw the outcome. We saw the end of the first facility. There's an axe in the door. Well, how did the axe get in the door? Well, you get to see that. So I do, concept-wise, love it, but the execution just wasn't there. Have you seen the Christian Bale Batman meme when he says, where are they in the movie? But the meme refers to the ladies' lack of tits, and it's hilarious. I haven't seen that one, no. Any updates on Doomsday merch? I know we talk about action figures, but that's not for a while. T-shirts, you guys let me know. What are you interested in? Because once the volume drops, we are going to put some type of merch through the system. We do have enough art right now. I think we could put together some really cool merch ideas, but that is next on our plate, and we're figuring out how we're going to go about doing that, but we may put a few up on like the Map merch store, like with Teespring or something, but that'll be after we ship out volume 1. Fucking A about COVID. Throat's dry. Excuse me. I meant to say new actor tries to make a name for themselves, but too bad because Charlie Chaplin or James Dean is in it. It's a big FU to new actors trying to make a name. Yeah, that's where it gets tricky because, again, I don't think that would be I don't think that would be so used where it's putting new actors, up and coming actors out of a job, because keep in mind, it'll be like the hot item, but after a while, I don't want to see fucking. I love Tupac. I don't want to see him in fucking everything, especially because it's not the real Tupac. I don't want to see fake. If you put out one movie with a fake Tupac, even doing his own documentary, I think that would be the best use of an actor's CGI likeness. Doing their own documentary. That'd be fucking bomb. Have a stand-in and then yada yada yada. Anyway, but I don't want to see all my movies with Tupac and Elvis and this, that, and the third. So I think it would be, a flash in the pan. But I do agree with you. Yeah, it kind of does shit on some of the up-and-comers trying to make a name for themselves. Batman, Nightwing, both tap that ass for Batgirl. I don't know where these comments come from. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Since when are we talking about Batman, Nightwing, and Batgirl? Ronnie, your views are cracking me up tonight. Which ones? Fucking A about COVID. Left Love. The Mist was a show. Yeah, and it was terrible. John Wong says, Dark Knight did have an arc. Batman went too far and had to step back. Example, the scene where he had monitors all of Gotham City. I think it would probably, nowadays, with having, because Hollywood doesn't let you write a script unless you write it a certain way. Like, they have a structure. You have to adhere to that. Unless you made a name for yourself and you really know what you're doing, it's a fucking assembly line with them. I would be shocked if the Dark Knight didn't actually have a arc. It's probably just a smaller one. Like, I get your point now, he went too far, and that's most likely counted as an arc, but I see that as like so tiny but again, I don't need one. But if there's an arc there and we all forgot about it, I wouldn't be surprised if there is one. Because like I said, they're pretty by the book with it. Any news on the Rick movies? No, not even close. Feels like it's taken way too long and people are getting burnt out waiting. Yeah, listen, it was taking too long before. COVID just put everything in a whole, year-long delay. So if you were burned out before, just wait. Because, yeah. Any updates on issue 4 restock? Thanks for everything, Ronnie. Yeah, Jeff Jones. Yo, I just showed the box off. Look, I just got bundles of issue 4, the floppy comic, doomsdaykingdom.com. Check the website this week. Keep in mind, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is a holiday, and I'm going to be gone all day. So maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, we're restocking a limited quantity. So if you've been asking, get to the website. There will be 50. There will be 50 of them going up on the website. But like I said, they I don't know what it is. The floppies sell out. We can't even keep them in stock. And I appreciate all the support, but I'm a little dumbfounded. Like, for example, we only have 205 backers for the volume. And I get it. Most people just buy the floppies. Like, we have 50, and we've already sold issue 4 and restocked it multiple times. I have 50. We'll probably run out of stock in a few days. 200 that bought the volume. We've got hundreds and hundreds that buy the floppies, one at a time. And again, I'm not saying that to say, like, I wish you would buy more volumes. We appreciate everyone who does. But what I'm saying is, I was actually surprised by the people that prefer the floppies over the book. Like, it was kind of shocking. I did not know we would have more people who bought the floppies versus who bought the book, and those are current readers. It's not like they bought it and forgot it. We're not talking about that. We're talking we right now we currently have around 700 floppy comic readers, current readers and we're talking like bottom of the barrel number currently reading. versus 200 that are actually buying the full volume. Again, it's cool. It's just something to notice. And it's like, well, that's really damn interesting, Anyway, again, Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to put issue 4, doomsdaykingdom.com. They're $5 a pop plus shipping. I am doing my best to connect the shipping to a calculator, so it's on the website. So if you're in the US, it will calculate your shipping cost where you're at, and it won't be like a flat rate. So some people will get a discount with their shipping compared to what we were doing before. We're trying to get that set up as well. Have you seen John Yick on YouTube? I have no idea what that is. Any interest in seeing Bill and Ted Face the Music? No. You know what's funny? I grew up, everyone around me got stoned and loved Bill and Ted's Excellent. I always sat there and thought, what the fuck are you guys laughing at? I was the biggest party pooper when it came to Bill and Ted's Excellent. I never wanted to watch it, never got interested. Loved Keanu Reeves. They watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or whatever, and I went and watched Point Break, Loved Keanu Reeves, just not my type of movie. Just have no care in the world for it. Have you watched any of The Boys? Yes, I have. It's good. Having CGI people in movies after they passed reminds me of that old movie Weekend at Bernie's. Laugh out loud. All right, you think Steven Seagal would have made a good Negan? I'm just joking about it. No, terrible Negan. I still see people saying that for real. It's like, wait, what? You're not supporting The Walking Dead? I hear you on that. What is the last issue of Doomsday Kingdom going to be before Volume 1 comes out? Wait, what? What is the last issue of Doomsday? I'm assuming you're talking about Doomsday Kingdom. What is the last issue of Doomsday going to be before Volume 1 comes out? What is it going to be? You mean like what number? We're putting out 5, 1 through 5, and the Volume 1 contains all 5 issues. I think that's where you're going with that. So the last issue will be issue 5, single issue. But we're not releasing physical issue 5 until after the volume, and that's just because we can't handle it all. But we will be releasing digital 5, probably around the same time we're shipping. No, it'll probably be while it's at the printers. We'll release digital 5 when it's at the printers, and we'll be shipping volume 1, which contains. I will say though, I think we're gonna do this because I had like fucking a few DMs going off about the differences. Moving forward, I think we're only going to promote like the volume and act like that's the only book that's out. Because a lot of people are like confused. This holds the first 5 issues. You can buy the issues separately on doomsdaykingdom.com. They're not in stock yet. Issue 4 will be in stock soon. Bitnova says, I have a copy of issues 1 to 4 on digital and 1 to 3 hard copy. Well, you know what, Bitnova, if you're interested, like I said, I just picked up 4 for hard copy. I'm going to be loading that on the website in a couple days. You'll be all set, and then you can get the volume, and then you can get issue 5 when it rolls out. What are your thoughts on Rob Zombie Halloween movies? I wasn't a fan. I'm a fan of the more dark, gritty, bloody, the more serious type of tone that was in there. And what else? I think that's probably it. I do like a more brutal Michael Myers. That's another thing I love. But I will say, not a fan of the actual mask. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. And the characters are dog shit. Like, the characters are fucking trash. Sometimes I think, how much of a fuckwad do you gotta be to write characters that are so goddamn obnoxious? And it might be the studio, because I did see some type of different cut of Halloween 2, the remake, and the 2 best friends that went through a traumatic experience, one of them was like slashed up and left for dead, and the other one was like chased around by Michael. Well, the girl that got chased around by Michael was like yelling at the other one about, you don't know what it's like, bitch. And it's like, yo, yes, she does. She was there with you. She got hurt worse than you. What the fuck are you talking about? And then there's another cut where they go at it, but then she's more like understanding. and the friendship is stronger and they lean on each other. I don't know how dense in the fucking head you got to be as a writer. Now, again, the studio could have messed this up, but I don't know how dense in the fucking dome you got to be to not understand that you want to build that bond and then have the gut punch where the girl dies after that. They have this bond. They fight like cats and dogs, best friends. And then the girl just gets killed. And I think maybe he was thinking, oh yeah, because then the audience will be like, oh, she regretted it after. I don't fucking know, but holy damn, does that not work? That is dog shit writing. You think Henry Rollins would have made a good Negan? No, not at all. Henry Rollins is totally wrong for Negan. And I like Henry Rollins from most stuff he did. What was that issue? The perks alone are worth the volume alone. Yeah, we tallied it up. Like, we're trying to tally some of it up. You're going to be getting around $80-ish, as of right now, around $80 of bonus stuff for just $30. So you're paying $30, you're getting like $80 worth. And again, that's just an estimate because we don't know what the final prices are going to be. Like, for example, when we put the prints up on the website, let's say we sell them for $5 a piece. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, it's $25 right there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. Sometimes I talk so fast, I feel like maybe my math isn't catching up with me. But then right there's $25 in prints if we did like a print bundle. As an example, that the bookmark, because the foil bookmarks are a little bit more of a process, those alone are probably going to be like $5 a pop or $7 a pop after. And we're not even sure if we're selling the bookmarks after. We might connect the bookmarks to the campaign only. That might be one of the things you just can't get unless you buy the bundle, you know what I mean, with everything as a bundle. So we're unsure, but you will be getting around, and we don't know yet how to price the spot UV. Like, for example, once the campaign is over and we reprint volume 1, it's not going to have the blood splatter on it, most likely. Little things like this we're looking at. So that way, that'll be like an additional thing that makes that a little bit special without also punishing those who came later. Did you see the teaser for Halloween Kills in 2021? Yeah, it made me laugh. I get what they were going for, but it made me laugh. You know what pisses me off, though, with Halloween? There's this one... I don't know if it's the fucking... stoner director or actors like thinking they're big shit or whatever it is, but there's this moment. They got a really cool moment where in the original, Michael Myers was like off in the shadows and his face was here, and Jamie Lee Curtis was in the Laurie Strode was in the foreground. Really cool shot, right? Well, in the new Halloween movie, it's just called Halloween, right? In the new Halloween movie, he throws Laurie over the banister. They do that flip shot. And then he goes downstairs and he's looking for her daughter. And in the background, you see Laurie Strode's face and Michael's in the foreground. So they do that same shot. Now, obviously, Michael Myers didn't talk in the original. So they do the same shot and it looks so cool. And this is where Laurie Strode stabs him. But right before she stabs him, she's like, trick or treat Michael or happy Halloween Michael or some stupid fucking line. I swear, I want to re-edit that movie just to erase that line and just have her stab him. I don't understand why we need these little one-liners. We used to make fun of them in the 90s, like with National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon. They used to make fun of one-liners because we know how cringy they are. Some of them work with, there's this borderline cringe, but it also works, like the Hasta La Vista Baby. Like, some of these actually work. Well, that one didn't work at all. It failed. Anyway, my rant's over. I'll shut up now. Nice, thanks, Ronnie. Can't wait to complete the collection. Order 2-volume set. Oh, that's what's up. I appreciate that. Hey, Ronnie, what's your thoughts on Return of the Living Dead? I like Return of the Living Dead. It's funny. I hated it growing up because I always wanted serious zombie stories. But now that I've gotten older and I just accept what we have, I fucking love it. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Do you think making video for episodes... What? Do you think making videos for episodes or seasons that are a year or years old interferes with your views, considering it's only for a small select group for X? For example, The Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 3. Make videos for episodes. Oh, with my views as far as on the channel? Yes, some of the older ones, people don't give a shit. Like, you'll find a core group that really do want to look at old stuff. But the way it works is when something is hot, fresh, and new, you're interested and curious what other people think. So you'll look up other reviews. That's when it's hot and fresh and new. It's only the core audience that will actually go, I wonder what he thinks of this old fucking episode. So yeah, it's not smart to make reviews for old episodes of a TV show. However, on the flip side, that doesn't exist for movies. And I think that's because shows are structured differently. A movie's all right there in one concentrated punch, but a show isn't. It's diluted through an entire season. 16 episodes, 22 episodes, 13 episodes, no matter what show you're doing, 6 episodes, 8 episodes, you have that whole chunk of shit you got to work through. So it's not like, what does he think about season 1 of Stranger Things? It's, all right, well, we got to break this down per episode. So yeah, it does hurt, but in the same strength, if there's enough of the core audience, like for The Walking Dead, for example, if at least 50,000 people were interested, we could rock with Flo and R review all the time, you know? Dude, guys, says, you got to be shitting me. I'm drunk, high, and using my iPhone for built-in Wi-Fi. I keep missing your streams. I called out work today, so I happen to be able to see this live. Fuck yeah. That's what's up, brother. Well, we're about to end it real soon. I'm pretty sure. Oh, fuck, we did 2 hours. What time is it? Yeah. Let's get this closed out. Last comments, kick it to me so we can close it out. Thanks for the update. Can't wait for my copy. I'm also backer 41. That's what's up. That is what's up. I want to fucking tease something so bad, but I'm going to wait until James is further along with it. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, there's something that's being remastered. If you already read issue 1, there's a little something that's being remastered outside of the word balloons before I didn't like the look of the balloons, so they're going to be broken down and done differently with a different shading, and that's for issue 1. But there's an image in issue 1 that's getting a remaster. I think you guys will like it. I saw it today and I was like, yo, I think that's my new favorite page from issue 1. It was one of my favorites to begin with, but I think it's real cool now. What do we got? Do you like the movie Seven? I love it. I think it's great. I know it's technically a thriller drama, but it feels more like a horror movie. It does. It really does have a horror movie feel to it. So I see what you're saying there, but I love Seven. Anakin says, if COVID is here to stay next year, that means they are going to start filming the Rick movies in 2022 or probably this year, depending. Yeah, here's why it gets frustrating and trying to talk about the COVID situation. COVID isn't something where it's like night and day. The daytime goes away when the sun comes up, right? But for COVID, it's not just going to go away. It's not even when they come out with vaccines or yada. However that process does, even if, let's say, we don't get any worse than we are now, since it's a long period of time and it's not just simply a month or simply this or simply that, they'll make new procedures and ways about things and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, it's not like they're going to pause for a whole year. If they came out right now and said, all right, it's going to be to the max for 2 full years straight, yeah, they would definitely restructure and get things in place to make it work. So, yeah, it'll be around for another year, but it's not as, it's even tricky putting into words because it's not as specific as it's around, so things are delayed. It's not that specific. It's around, but there's going to be wiggle room, you know? The one-liners are cringe but cannot be overutilized. Missed you too, SYL. I knew you already know this, and I've said this to you multiple times, but I'm going to say it again. You are the GOAT of YouTube of all time. Well, I appreciate the support there, homie. I really appreciate the vote of confidence. I was referring to you, your A and F for Season 1 of The Walking Dead. That's years old. I was referring to your... Do you mean Flaw and Awe for Season 1? Yeah, I figured that's what you were getting at, and yes, it is true. If I make a Flaw and Awe review for a new episode of The Walking Dead, it gets twice as much traffic. It is true. More people are not interested in the old stuff, and that's why I say, or I was saying before, I was trying my absolute best to put out content that's actually gonna succeed and grow and yada yada yada, but at the same time give the community that I interact with, frequently, especially back then, give the community I interact with frequently what they want. And here's where it gets tricky. You want to interact with your community and give it what it wants, but you want to interact, but I'm dying. However, if you're on streams, right, and you got 200 people that all the time ask for something, but 80,000 of your viewers do not want that thing, you may, as a content creator, and I do this far too often, at times I'm always like, we're doing that, 10 people wanted this, everyone in my stream wants this, we're doing that, but the problem is, 80% doesn't want it, or the 80,000 people, they don't fucking want that at all. So I'm making content for, 2% of the thing. And when you're trying to make content for people that are really active, I think that's great to do that. But I got to learn to blend it better. So that way I'm making some content for the crew that's here and kicking it and I'm interactive with, but I also need to make stuff that's going to grow, because I'll tell you what, I haven't been making content for a while. And again, has in a large part has to do with the channel is just not turning a profit. It can't sustain itself. But I'm going to be financing it myself essentially and getting content back on the channel, and we're going to get rolling. I need to start kicking out some of those ones that are going to be absorbed, by the masses to help it grow. That's the only way I can rely on the Flaw and Awe coming up. Ronnie, I would love a Flaw and Awe for Parasite. I almost bought it at Target for $10 so I can do a Flaw and Awe. I'm still hanging in there because I want to do it as well, and I still haven't seen it yet. I waited so I can do one for Flaw and Awe. I knew I already know. Oh, I already read that. I already read that one. Kind of want to get this new Mad Max Fury Road 4K Steelbook. That's what's up. If you can't buy volume... Oh, you know what? What was it? They found new footage. Oh, fuck, what was it? It was for like Friday the 13th Part 2. And they incorporated some new stuff into that box set. I made a video about that on my Ronnie Hayes channel. But I'm so hyped I pre-ordered that bitch. I had a feeling it was going to sell out. And I got the one that comes with the posters. They got these big posters. And I can't wait to. Because whenever I figure out where we want to move to, I want to make an area with a pool table, or I would love to. A pool table, I want one like Holy Grail statue, and then I want to have a few nice posters with some collectibles around. And I think I want to go with at least one like horror genre poster, like at least one thing that represents The Walking Dead. I already have my Predator poster right there. And then I want to get like a Grail statue. I don't need much more than this. I have my one... That's my Grail print. I fucking love that thing. I did a video on that as well, but I think I say too much. But that Friday the 13th box set has all the movies individually boxed. I need that for my videos because I put them on the shelf when I rank them. If you did videos for shows that are out now, like Ozark, The Boys Season 2, and etc., you might get a spike in your viewers. I would definitely get a spike. That's what I've been saying. It's not like I don't know it. Like, obviously, the hotter items get it. That's what I was literally just trying to explain. I'm trying to too much appease the little community that we have here, which is fucking great and I love it. But the truth is, we'll always stay a small community if I continue to do that. So we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing some Walking Dead every now and then, like the older ones. And I'm talking about going back to the Fallen Off for season 2 of The Walking Dead, eventually 3. But we're way too small to focus on it fully. And so we are gonna be getting some of the newer, hotter, fresher stuff, but I also want to mix in some of the older stuff as well. And like I said, though, that's just for TV shows, though, XL. Keep that in mind. When it comes to movies, you can put a movie that's 30, 40 years old. People just don't react the same. Because people are curious because it's concentrated. They're curious about what someone they know thinks about a certain thing. So you guys could all love a certain movie, and I could post a review on it, and you're like, oh, you know what? I wonder what he thought about that, because I grew up and I love that movie. What does he think about this? Or how does he feel about this? What's the flaws and alls for this? It's the movies and shows, they just interact differently on YouTube. Why do The Boys gonna be great flaw and all? Why The Boys gonna be great flaws and alls? Have you considered doing like Friday or Saturday night episode live stream discussion of season? No, I will not be doing discussion videos. We're doing one thing. Like I said, slate is clean. I'm doing one thing. Flaw and all review. That is it. I'm not adding, because again, that's how I fucked myself with The Walking Dead. We were going Walking Dead hardcore, and then next thing you know, some people think I can't do anything that's Walking Dead. You know, I don't want to do that for The Boys. We are only doing Flaw and All reviews. I have some interviews that I'm going to be posting when I can, and we're going to start slow from there. That's it. That's all. That and Doomsday Kingdom. We got it slow, and I'm chipping everything out. We're starting from scratch and working our way back up, but I'm sticking with one main thing, which is the Flaw and All review. So fuck no, I don't want to do another stream about a show. I love the show Ozark, but don't you hate the green and blue filter? Yes, I do. A lot of shows do these stupid filter shit that I just can't stand. You get used to it, though. Yo, Ronnie, Doomsday Kingdom is the only thing I'm looking forward to in 2020. The hype is real. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm done, bud. Oh, wait. All right, let me shut her down and I'll come check it out. What do they put in that tea that makes you so addictive? It took me years to get off that drink. Yeah, I love iced tea. All right, let's shut her down. If Doomsday Kingdom is a TV show, I'm going to auction for... you're going to auction for David? You mean audition? Damn, autocorrect. All right, guys, I'm going to roll out. Don't forget, Issue 4 will be on the website, doomsdaykingdom.com, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest, up for sale. And the volume, if you want all the freebies, you got to back the volume because you'll be buying it separately after that. And don't forget, Etsy's The Collectible Dead, those Walking Dead shirts I wore. I'll put another link in the chat. Etsy's The Collectible Dead with an A, not an I, in collectible. I think that's it. And yeah, I think in a couple days, The Boys 101 Flaw and All review. After that, we're going to be doing a horror movie. So suggestions down below would help for something that's coming up. All right, guys, have a good night and be safe. Absolutely be safe. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Cancel that. Roger. Yeah, please hit that like button and be safe, guys.